Hi, I'm Alec, and today we're making a quick and easy recipe called chicken piccata. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start by preparing our shallots and garlic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shallot. I'm using a quarter of a shallot. So I cut it in half and then I cut the half in half. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cut right through this. And then we're going to cut downwards. We're going to cut as close to the root as possible. And then we're just going to chop it up. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in a bowl. And then I'm going to use a microplane and I'm going to grate in this garlic into the bowl. All right, now we're going to set that aside. Next thing we're going to do is make our dredge. So here I have about a half cup of all-purpose flour. And to that, I'm going to add about a half teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of black pepper, about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, about a teaspoon of onion powder, and about a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm going to be using about a half a teaspoon or so of natural sea salt. That's about a teaspoon of sea salt. I'm going to go ahead and mix all this up. All right, now we can set that aside. And now we can start on our chicken breast. So this is a fairly big chicken breast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down on my cutting board and I'm going to take my boning knife and I'm going to put my hand right on top of the chicken breast like this, and we're just going to cut it right in half, making sure to get an even slice straight down the middle. So now we have two equal chicken breast halves. Give myself a quick hand wash. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to take some plastic wrap and we're going to put the plastic wrap over the chicken breast halves, just like this. And then we're going to take a meat tenderizer, which looks like this. And I'm going to use the side with the thickest, whatever these are called. And I'm just going to pound out the chicken so that we have nice, flat, even halves of chicken breast. Now I'm not slamming this down really hard or anything. I'm just letting the weight of the meat tenderizer pound the chicken breasts. I'm not hitting this down hard at all. I'm just letting the weight of the meat tenderizer do the job. And you want these to be nice and flat and even throughout the whole half. All right, I would say that's good. All right, now that that's done, we can move over to the stove and I'll show you how to cook it. All right, now I'm gonna turn the heat on for this pan. Turn it on about medium heat. I'm gonna throw in about a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. The extra virgin olive oil is gonna keep the butter from burning while still getting the rich buttery flavor. And we're just gonna let the butter melt down, let that come up to temp. While we're waiting on that, we can move this chicken and we can get started on our lemon zest. I think that's about good. I would say that's probably about a tablespoon of lemon zest. I'm also gonna need a little bit of lemon sliced. Take about a third of it. Come back over to the pan, make sure everything is mixed in. And the butter is starting to melt, so that's good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our chicken and we're gonna put it in the dredge, the flour mixture. We're gonna shake off the excess flour, and then we're gonna put it in the pan. Placing it down away from you so it doesn't splash on you. Same thing for the other half. Shake off the excess flour and then put it down in the pan away from you. Perfect. Now we just let that cook. Give myself a little hand wash. And we're gonna let these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Okay, after about 2 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and check on the underneath side of this chicken. All right, it's almost there. Give it about 1 more minute. All right. After 3 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and flip these over. Oh yeah, that's looking really nice. That's looking really good. Look at that. All right, we're gonna continue cooking this another 2 to 3 minutes. While we wait, we can go ahead and get our linguine pasta in the water. So I have a pot of boiling water over here. I guess you can't see it. But to that, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of the salt. And I got a good serving of linguine pasta. I'm gonna go ahead and get that in the water. And I'm gonna try to get all of this pasta underneath the water as quick as I can, just by gently bending it. And then eventually it'll just fall in the water, just like that. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna take the chicken out of the pan. We're gonna set it aside on a plate. We're gonna turn the heat off for a second, let the pan cool down a little bit. We're just gonna give that like a minute or two to cool down. All right, after the pan has cooled down, we're gonna go ahead and add our shallots and about a teaspoon or so of capers. That'll be good. And we're just gonna gently fry this for about a minute or two. Give it a stir. All right, after about a minute, we're gonna go ahead and add our garlic. And we're just gonna mix the garlic in. And this is just residual heat, by the way. The pan is turned off. But we're gonna go ahead and turn this back on to medium. And we're gonna let that come back up to temp. Check on our linguine pasta. Looking good. All right, now that that has come back up to temp, we're gonna deglaze with some white wine. About a third of a cup. We're gonna bring this up to a simmer and let the alcohol burn off. Check on our pasta. That's not quite there yet. All right, I would say that's good. So now we're gonna add in about a half cup of chicken stock. And to that, I'm also gonna add the lemon zest, the lemon juice, and a little bit of that caper juice. Let that simmer a little bit. And now we're gonna add our chicken back to the pan. Make sure to get all that juice in there too. We're gonna turn the heat back to medium. And we're just gonna let that simmer. Or check on our pasta. I'm gonna give it a taste. It's almost done. It's getting close to al dente. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the chicken breasts over. All right, now I'm gonna kind of separate these chicken breasts, put each breast to one side. And I'm gonna add the linguine pasta to the pan. And I'm gonna set the pasta water over to the side. I'm gonna make sure I keep that for now, just in case I need to use it. We're gonna mix in this pasta. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use a little bit of this pasta water because it's getting kind of dry. And the starch in the pasta water is also gonna help the sauce stick to the pasta. And the pasta water is also seasoned with salt, so it's just enhancing the flavor of this dish. All right, we're gonna check the pasta. All right, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the heat off, and we're gonna add about a tablespoon of butter. That's gonna make the sauce even creamier. I'm also gonna add a little bit more pasta water. Just a little bit. Oh wow, this looks so good. Look how good this looks. Okay, it's time to plate this. Let's go. So first goes on the pasta. And now the chicken breasts. I'm making a mess. All right. Now the rest of this delicious piccata sauce. Just like that. Give the plate a little cleanup. Just a really quick wipe down. All right, guys. That's how you make a delicious chicken piccata. Quick and easy. Took about 25-30 minutes, which is fairly quick. And this looks delicious. Trying to get a thumbnail. All right, let's give this a taste. I'm gonna move the chicken a little bit. Get a little bit of the pasta and cap it off with a little bit of the chicken. Cheers. That is so good. It's nice and fresh from the lemon zest and the lemon juice. It's vinegary from the capers, and it's nice and creamy from the butter. That is probably my new favorite chicken and pasta recipe. That is so good. You guys have got to try this recipe. It's so good. If you do try out this recipe, Let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. My name is Alec, and I'll see you in the next one.